Hello everyone, this is Gorax with another DragonHeir video today, and today I'm gonna show you all the new Chief Challenge bosses. I will do in-depth guides later on, as it will take a little bit of time to test all of them, but today I just want to give you a quick idea what you're gonna deal with and which elemental bosses be vulnerable to. So the first one, we have Eifur, a new exclusive hero in Season 4, who spawns clones, and he will be vulnerable to necrotic damage, as he will take 100% extra damage from it. If we look at the skills quickly, there's obviously the ones that we know, okay, so Siminot, for every 60 times damage dealt or taken by the hero and his clones, he summons an extra clone. So this is going to be quite annoying on the battlefield, and I did fight once, and while he didn't destroy my team, the clones were all over the battlefield. And then we have the passives like control immunity, and basically him getting total damage increase every stacks. And now his battle skill basically will place a clone near the enemy with the highest attack, and he will deal radiant damage to this, okay? On the test server, it doesn't do too much damage at the moment, but it is going to be quite annoying nonetheless, as the clones will be all over the place, as he can have like 5 clones in total, I believe. No, sorry, 2 clones on the battlefield at the same time. And the clones are not that easy to kill, so AoE damage will come in handy. Maybe this will be a time where summons will shine, but I only tested that with Shadow so far, just one fight to see how it looks. And obviously this jump around, he will basically jump around the targets, dealing damage, so a placement will be vital. But with the clones all over the place, it won't be that easy. He'll also gain attack speed, and he will heal himself, which we don't really care. Well, in this case, he will deal extra radiant damage, but the healing portion obviously doesn't really matter. Well, he'll heal the clones, but you know, if you're AoE team, you want the clones on to constantly deal damage. Moving on to the second bond, Quaesitia. She will be quite annoying, but she is vulnerable to poison, so low fear Rooks will deal with her. However, the most annoying thing is you won't be able to stay away from her, as she has the battle skill that will basically drag all your team next to her within 2 rotations. So don't worry about that. Just stack them all close to each other, make sure they utilize the healing from heroes like Fur Buff and etc. This will really help. And then this is also quite annoying because she will basically give you attack penalty as well, so someone who can remove this will be very, very important. And also the passive, right? So when she's taking damage, there's a chance to inflict recharge speed penalty that will definitely screw up your rotation. But I've run it with Rook, and I was still able to do quite a good damage. Haven't done it with what's it called, low fear yet, but again, I'll do all the 10 formations for pay-to-play players and free-to-play as well, so you'll see how it works. Next boss will be Sheena, who is vulnerable to the fire damage, but this is a Sheena with a twist. If you look at her skills, she applies frost to enemies instead of gaining ice crystals at whatever she does right now. But this damage is similar to the boss that we had previously, so it's not that high, and we'll probably end up with running multiple fire teams on the Otherworld exploration. But yeah, the team is vulnerable to fire, so your floras etc. will work. That single target heroes basically, but I think even with the addition of the new burn heroes, maybe even Ascetius will do really well here. Next, we have Fathom Down, that is vulnerable to the cold damage, and from running my initial test, he was quite powerful, so there will be adjustment needed. But let's look at his skills, and they're quite annoying, because there you go, he does knock up and stand, so you need someone with control immunity, and Ice Blast team, Frost teams, that's what you will be playing against. So heroes like Velocia who have that will be quite important here, as he will be casting that constantly. So make sure you spread your heroes as well. And then his ultimate that is hitting everyone, dealing massive damage as well as applying accuracy penalty. So Yeah, reducing ultimate as well, so that's quite annoying. And whenever there's also 20% chance of reducing the damage taken by 20% and inflicting attack penalty on attacker when taking damage. Okay, so again, debuff immunity, stuff like that will be important to get the maximum damage on this boss. While the previously mentioned bosses seem quite easy, finally we arrive at the stage where the next bosses will be trickier or harder, and the first one is Ascetius. I just ran a Dauntless team that got obliterated in 3 minutes because, as you know, Ascetius is powerhouse, dealing tremendous damage, and here he will be applying burn himself to all the heroes around him. So getting rid of this burn stacks will be quite mandatory to reduce the damage he does, as he is still doing damage to everyone on the map. So yeah, damage mitigation will be really important here. And I left everyone's favorite hero for the last. Yes, we're gonna fight against Rook, who is vulnerable to the radiant damage. Now, I've run a few fights against him, and while my team can survive, obviously the issue with the rally and aura teams, I ran aura team there to check something, and it didn't go well when it comes to the damage. But let's look at the skills. This is a Rook with inspiration, as he's inflicting 10% attack corrosion on all enemies every half a second, and you'll notice that your corrosion will start slow and then go up high, but the damage is still not that high. I put 3 melee heroes against Rook here to see if they can survive this double battle skills, and they did survive the whole 5 minutes with running basically 3 supports, but that's why the damage was lower. So min-maxing, trying to see what works best will help you. And the ultimate is very similar, still based on the corrosion as well, so I could survive the fight compared to Ascetius and Fathom down, but some tweaking will be required, and I'll do it during my live streams. I'll show you guys the 10 formations, how to deal with all of the available bosses as well, and I'll do it for the free-to-play friendly method as well, similar to what I've done every season. And these are the bosses once again in a summary, and I think the hardest one at the moment, just from the initial runs, is the Ascetius and Fathom down. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, please click the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. As always, thank you for watching, stay safe, bye!